when I look back on the Nintendo Wii, I see a lot of good things that happen to it, but there has been quite a bit of bad stuff happening to it as well. And what we've already seen, what we might be seeing, and what we might be seeing, like, and I know people are going to be tired of me hearing me say this, but I still expect to, see Pandora's Tower, Dragon Quest Collections, and Fatal Frame 2. They just make too much sense. So down the line, hopefully we'll see that between June and November-ish. But what we based off what we have now and what we're seeing in the future with like Epic Mickey and Last Story and whatnot, and like the support it's been getting, it has gotten over the years from the first and second party Nintendo, and third parties and whatnot. I'd say it's gotten a fairly good amount of support. Does it have that great third party support? No. But where it really shines, people in third party support, is exclusives, not multiplats. That's basically what the GameCube had in store and what supposedly Wii U is actually going to be doing. But when it came to third party exclusives, like before GoldenEye went reloaded, basically we had GoldenEye, we had Monster Hunter Tri, all the Nintendo franchises, Xenoblade Last Story, Pandora's Tower, games like that, it has exclusives in third-party form, and then of course, first and second party. It has actually been a good system, but there has been faults because of, third-party multiplats, not third-party exclusives, mind you, but third-party multiplats really. But they're fixing that up now at Wii U, and it wasn't that big of a drop. It was a fairly big problem, but not that much. But really, where I saw some problems of myself was the fact that Nintendo didn't bring out all their franchises. That thing. I was hoping for an F-Zero. I was like, E3 2009, 10, 11. I was like, F-Zero, 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 and all three of them had nothing. No DS F-Zero. We got one Star Fox on DS. We got no Star Fox for Wii or Wave Racer 10. Just like there's certain Nintendo franchises that I believe should have been made in some capacity. Maybe not full-blown major games, but something. That's just thing. There's a few missed opportunities, especially F-Zero and Star Fox. But what I would rate the system for since 2006 to now, I'm not going to give a full-on score right now because I want to do a full-on review by the end of the year. Because I have a ton of Wii-related videos I want to do by the end of the year, top 10 lists and whatnot. So I'm not going to give a full review here, but I'd say probably about an 8 out of 10, 8.5. I mean, it had problems, but it was a good system. It is, I would consider it one of the best Nintendo systems ever made, alongside the NES and Super Nintendo. And like I said, I liked it. And because I had fun with it, there's been quite a few games on it. That's all I'm going to say right now, and I'll save the rest of it for a review and videos in the future. The Nintendo 3DS game that I'm looking most forward to, I would say, is either Fire Emblem Awakening, which we better see localized over here, Kingdom Hearts, Dream Drop Distance. That'd probably be the two. Those two right there. I mean, there's games like Theater Rhythm Final Fantasy and Rhythm Thief and Luigi's Mansion 2 and stuff like that that look all fine and dandy. They look all great. But Fire Emblem and Kingdom Hearts are my top two. And if I had to add a third one to it later on down the line when Smash Brothers finally makes it to 3DS, that is there as well. I'm not saying there's no games to look forward to, because there obviously are. There's a ton of games this year and what we've seen at E3 and whatnot that I really want to play on 3DS. But I'm just saying what I'm really looking forward to: Smash Brothers, Fire Emblem Awakening, and Kingdom Hearts Dream Drop Distance. The most important thing I'm looking forward to on Wii U, I'm just saying, more third-party support is pretty obvious one. We already know the power is going to be there, even though power doesn't make a system, but it's going to be awesome nonetheless. And what I'm looking forward to more, like, game-wise, I just want to see an awesome Smash Brothers 4. I want to see F-Zero, I want to see Star Fox, I want to see 1080, I want to see Wave Race. I'd like to actually see Elite Beat Agents, Oenden, or whatever it is, make its way to like that console now. Like, do a mix-up with them, like the Japanese-English thing. That way, Japan and America and everything don't get their own exclusive little games. We get the same game, we get each other's characters, even though they've gotten the Leapy Agents in the second one of their game of ON and 2. But you know, so we can get those characters as well, you know, stuff like that. You know, more third-party support, more Nintendo franchises that we haven't seen in a couple of years, like F-Zero and Star Fox, and some new IPs like they always seem to do. You know, stuff like that. That's pretty much it. Just a good system in general. That's all I'm hoping for. And knowing Nintendo, it's gonna happen. My certain hopes for Wii U. Well, this does go back into question, you know, 10, but you know, it's just like I said. I'm just hoping for more support from third-party, multiplayer-wise. I still want the same kind of games we got on Wii, though, like those exclusive types of games. I want to still see those on Wii as well, on Wii U as well. And like I said, more Nintendo first and second party games that we haven't seen in a while, like F-Zero and Star Fox and Wave Race 1080, stuff like that. Good Smash Brothers 4, you know, and new IPs and stuff like that. That's really all I'm hoping for. Just a cool, good Nintendo system that we'll all love and enjoy playing. That's all I'm asking for. My thoughts on how Nintendo's viewed in the video game media nowadays, with like recently now, it's like I agree with a lot of people out there. A lot of it is a bunch of BS and it's very stupid. Like how, like, what would I consider necessary out of this stuff? You know, just a tiny bit. You know, little things like maybe they're not happy with a certain like little game, like maybe little tiny things they're doing, or the localization things we've been seeing. You know, certain games are not going to localize, you know, stuff like that. But that's so minor in terms of that stuff, and that stuff actually is necessary. All this bundled up crap and BS, and that game developers and the media from websites and magazines are throwing out nowadays, with like, oh, the Nintendo's too casual. Nintendo's never been about the graphics. Nintendo's been about online. Never been power. And oh, the Wii was crap. The Wii was horrible support. And like the system, they made it with casuals and like all this like, you know, stuff. Oh, they're trying to get back their old market. And stuff like that, you know. A bunch of that has been so pathetic. Like I said, there's just a small amount of that stuff that might be necessary, but not a lot of it. But most of it has just been complaints after complaints after complaints, especially off of stuff that other companies have done, but once Nintendo has done it, they go off the bandwagon and start attacking them. Nintendo, since even before this generation started, I really didn't pay much attention, but based off what other people on YouTube have stated, you know, this was like this back then. It has never been like this. With the Wii and DS generation, this video game media, they're trying to find ways to belittle them, really. And in some ways it makes you, and like the reviews and everything, like when X-Play did the review of Metro Trailer M and their thought, and Morgan Webb's like thoughts on Mario Galaxy 2, and like what they said about Legend of Zelda Skyward Sword, you know, stuff like that. It's just, you know, they're trying to push and find ways to attack Nintendo. Not everything they say. Very little bit of what these people say are actual legitimate complaints. And it's sad that this stuff that the video game media is doing is actually rubbing off on the video game market right now and all the idiots you see online. If I could meet anyone from Nintendo, people should know this by now, it would obviously be Shigeru Miyamoto. I would love to meet him, you know, creator of Mario's and Zelda's, F-Zero's, and Nintendogs and Donkey Kong and everything. You know, I would just love to talk with him and meet with him and, you know, ask him what his thoughts were. You know, a lot of people would probably want to know what his thoughts were when he was making all these games, and his thoughts, like, be working for Nintendo, and, like, ask him how it is and everything. And if I didn't want to see him, you would not, you know, I showed you that painting, like, months ago, you know, that painting I made in high school, that blue painting with Miyamoto that I hang down right next to my white Wii in the living room. That's hung down there. You know, it's just like that's who I want to meet, is him. You know, and that's it. I mean, would I want to meet Iwata or Reggie or something like that? Sure, but no one's as high a priority as Miyamoto would be. my top 5 Nintendo games I've ever played is going to be impossible to actually mention. I won't be able to say top 5, but I'm going to actually announce some of my favorite games I've ever played, you know, made by Nintendo, or, you know, Nintendo second-party games over the years since I started, you know, with Super Nintendo and everything. The Mario All-Stars, basically what got me into Mario, being able to play the original NES games without actually having to have an NES, you know that. Mario World, F-Zero, all F-Zero, pretty much F-Zero, F-Zero X, F-Zero GX, F-Zero GP Legend. Maximum Velocity, I haven't played a lot of, that's the only thing. Oh gosh. Well, I'll just talk over the phone. Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time, Legend of Zelda Majora's Mask, Legend of Zelda Wind Waker, Legend of Zelda Skyward Sword, Donkey Kong Country, first one, Donkey Kong Country Returns. I didn't play so much of, I think I rented 2, but I never played 3, I don't think. Pretty much any Kirby game. Kirby on the Game Boy, Kirby's Adventure, I think, was NES. I had that downloaded on the Wii Virtual Console, and I love that game. Superstars, I never played the original Superstars, but I rented it before. Superstar Ultra on the DS. GameCube, what else was on GameCube? Mario Sunshine was pretty cool. I didn't play a whole lot of it. Both Mario Galaxies, Mario New Super Mario Bros. Wii, the New Super Mario Bros. On the DS, Fire Emblem, Path of Radiance, Fire Emblem Radiant Dawn. I haven't played a lot of the Game Boy Advance ones so much, or the DS one. You know, games like that. Star Fox 64. Trying to think of any more. Wave Race 64, 1080. I didn't grow up with 1080 on the 64, but I did get it like a year ago or so, and it was pretty fun. 1080 Avalanche, Wave Race Blue Storm, you know, Mario RPG. Those are some of my favorites. I really can't make it in the top 5, like a list of the ones I've ever played. I will certainly try, though, in the future. I will make a video, hopefully updated, where I made a top 10 instead of the favorite games I made. But maybe not anytime soon, but, you know, in the future sometime I'll think about that. What other game franchise and companies do I like? Well, there's a lot I actually like outside of Nintendo, actually. I like Square Enix, although, like many people have stated, they're kinda went a little bit downhill recently, but I still like the Kingdom Hearts games from them. Final Fantasy is still fun, you know, stuff like that. Capcom, if they weren't being idiots right now, but I still do like Capcom, you know, for the like Mega Man series, Resident Evil series, Street Fighter series, Phoenix Wright series, or should I just say Ace Attorney, actually, there. You know, stuff like that. Older, like, Sony franchises that they don't seem to be doing anymore now. When they used to have Crash, when they used to have Spyro, Jak and Daxter. I like Tekken, Soul Calibur, so that's basically Namco. Namco's pretty cool. I like Suda51 in the No More Heroes series, and I'm still trying to one day hopefully find Killer 7. And I'm looking forward to whenever No More Heroes 3 comes out on Wii U. And hopefully maybe there's a 3DS one of that as well. I really hope. Silent Hill's okay, but I haven't played many Silent Hills. I only played pretty much Shattered Memories and, you know, various demos of the older ones. But it was pretty fun for what it is. The wrestling series, you know, even though the SmackDown vs. Raw, WWE, SmackDown, whatever you want to call it, games, have kind of been not as good as they have been lately, but I like them in general, though. I like wrestling games in general. And here's hoping WWE13 is actually really interesting. But, you know, from the wrestling games, I really like the older SmackDown games, like Here Comes the Pain, Shut Your Mouth, the Day of Reckoning series, WrestleMania 19, Fire Pro Wrestling games, the No Mercy, WrestleMania 2000, WCW vs. NWO World Tour and Revenge, stuff like that. And basically that, you know. That's basically, you know, game companies like that. I hope you guys liked this video. I answered my 15 Nintendo questions, and I hope you answer them too. See you guys later in my next video. I'll finally be back doing some other ones as well. Peace.